had a dream that I was at the gates. I was so happy because I finally made it. Got past all my trials and tribulations. Did a dance at the door because I was so grateful for all that he got me through. But when I pushed through the gates, I realized that it was court I was coming to. So I walked in slow and I sat by what I thought was my lawyer. Looked up to the bench and God said, "Court's in order." He started to read off all my charges of sin, and I began to pull at the collar on my neck because the hour was getting thin. And he said, at 7 years old, you stole from the store. Had a chance to put it back, but you walked out the door. At 16 and a half, you gave your body away before marriage. You laid down with the devil and out came a carriage. He began to read out so many things at once that I couldn't even remember where some of it was coming from. And then he said to me, all your life you've sinned. Give me one reason why I shouldn't condemn you to hell and send you to heaven. The courtroom fell silent, and when my palms, they began to drench. And right before I stood up to say, Lord, I have no one, Jesus approached the bench, and I breathed a sigh of relief because I thought just maybe I skated through this one. And then he said her sins were forgiven when I died on that cross. And Dad, I know you want to send her to hell, but I cannot take that loss. And I began to breathe a sigh of relief, but then the Lord said, wait, there's some questions I have to ask you, and our life's at stake. Jesus, he sat back down, and his eyes, they just began to water, and I knew right then that he could not save his daughter. And the Lord said, when she was down on earth, did you send her signs? When you called her to do your work, did she fall in line? When she was sitting in church, did she heed your warnings? Did she try to change her life when you told her soon that I was coming? I looked in the back of me to see if there was anybody else that could just speak on my behalf. Her mother, she was sitting on my side, and even though she couldn't speak in her eyes, she just cried. So I turned to the Lord to try to plead my case, but he had already hit the gavel into earth. I fell on my face, and then the ground opened up, and I was sent to hell. Hot coals burnt my feet. I couldn't hear nothing but yells, and I began to resent all the sins that I commit, and I could just hear Jesus in my ear yelling, repent, repent, repent. So I just fell on my knees as burning flesh filled my nostrils. I began to scream, Lord, please forgive me. I should have forgave the ones that wronged me. Instead, I let the hate hunt me. I should have been there for my grandmother when she felt sick. Instead, I was in the streets partying and getting bent. I should have turned to you when I didn't know which way to go, but instead I let man control my thoughts. You was here on earth. You knew the temptation. I should have been strong like you. I should have tried to make it in. Right before I threw my hands up and the highway to heaven closed, Jesus put me in, and to my feet I rose, and I woke up. And even after hearing this, I know y'all gonna